All right, joining me now from Bastardus from Sweden, we've got Stefan and Arild. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You guys have a new album that just dropped, but you've been a band for what, 7 years now?
I think it's about 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like this memory coming up on Facebook, and then I got something this summer from 2018, 7 years ago, when we was at Rebellion Festival in Blackpool, and that was the time we actually started the band, or the
Yeah.
idea to the
Yeah.
band came. So 7 years since the first idea to the band.
So then about a year and a half later is when the first album came out.
Something like that. Something like that. I don't remember the exact date, but it went quite fast.
And that was more of a studio project with some friends around the Gothenburg area, and we invited Jenny Wu. I think she lived in France at that time. Now she lives in Canada, but she was part of the first lineup together with Niklas from Gatans Lag. So we did a kind of a studio project, the first album. But now it's a full band. Now it's a real band.
How long has that been? So since the studio project, that was like December 2019, I believe, is when that album come out. And then obviously shortly after, a thing that affected a lot of people, probably slowed things down, and things changed. Uh, so when about did you kind of get where you're at with the lineup now, and then playing shows, I guess, evolved out of the studio project phase?
Yeah, the thing was, we were supposed to do a gig. The gig was booked and everything was ready, and then the pandemic came. So Jenny Wu was supposed to fly in from France to do the gig, and Niklas should probably be around guitar from Gatans Lag and stuff like that. Then the pandemic came, and it came, like you know as well, it happened so fast. So the gig was cancelled, and then everything was put on ice
Yeah.
for like 1.5 year. So when it was time to do some gigs, then actually we had got together with Daniel Mortensson on bass guitar, and then we had another drummer who was on the album as well, called Tommy. So Tommy and Daniel, they became the new members. So we never made any gigs with Niklas and Jenny. So that changed, and then we got this feeling that it will probably be better to
Have a real band.
have a real band. The idea with the project is good, but it's quite a lot to arrange and fix with people and the songs and recordings. So then we decided we will have a band, and then we did some gigs, and then we started to record the album that came out now, No Glory. But it took a long time. Not We didn't spend much time in the studio, but we did it in small portions, recording wise, and then it went like 6 months until next time we went into the studio, do 2 more days, and then 6 months, and so it took forever to do this album, to be honest. And we all members have we all of course have jobs, regular jobs, so we have to go to work, and we all have different other bands.
As
So,
well.
Yeah, that's
So-
hard to coordinate. It's already hard enough to coordinate when you around job schedules, but then to have other active bands, bands are active, inactive, based on work schedules. Just as we're talking, life goes on. Somebody has a kid, somebody gets married, all the things where band gets put on hold temporarily, and you're not like rehearsing once, twice a week and stuff like that. And then when everybody has other interests in their bands, then you kind of have to say, all right, I'm on hold now, but we'll get back to it.
yeah,
and during this time also our Tommy, the first drummer, dropped off the band, so we had to find a new drummer as well. So we recorded 6 songs with Tommy on drums, and then Daniel came into the band. Another Daniel Ekström came in on drums. So we recorded the last 6 songs with another drummer then. So
yeah. So it was a long process.
long process.
Yeah, and and still this band, I mean, of course we like the band and we do this band, but we all have other bands that are maybe the main band. So I mean, I play in the band called Troublemakers, and Stefan, you have City Saints, and another band called Outsiders.
Yeah, Outsiders with
Yeah,
Ramones in Swedish, and Daniel Mortensson he has a ska band called the Liptones, and the drummer Daniel Ekström, he has a band called Bombfors, more of a hardcore punk band maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Bastardes is still maybe haven't been the main focus. We have done it while we could find time. Find time to do this stuff, because we are quite a lot out playing with all those other bands as well.
What's the driving force then for an alternate band? You know, me not being in a band, just a lover of music, a lover of what people like you guys do, a lover of what you're specifically doing, you know, with your music. Because again, this new album's great, No Glory. I like the last one, but the new one, fantastic, by the way. But what's the driving force? You already have other bands. Is it just that, hey, I like these guys too, and I want to create something with them? Or do you just have other creativity? It's like, well, I like my other band, but I want to do things that are maybe slightly different. Because again, you know, some of what Best Artist is doing is not too distant from what Stefan's doing with City Saints. They're definitely similar. You could play those bands at the same gig, and people would be like, yeah, I like both these bands.
Yeah.
But you play them with a hardcore punk band, and some people are going to love it because they like a mixed bill, but other people are like, oh, this isn't hardcore punk, or this isn't like a punk and roll band, you know?
Yeah.
So is it just more I just want to work with these guys along with the other guys I work with, or is it more about the different creativity that you want to get into?
Different creativity. And for me, special in the other band I'm involved with, the Troublemakers from Gothenburg. There we have the singer in that band. He's the main character, to say it like that. He does the songs and lyrics. The rest of the band, we don't do anything involved with the songwriting. So for me, it was very fun to start up Bastardes, because then I could do songwriting. I haven't done that for many, many, many years. So that,
Both music and lyrics.
yeah, both music and lyrics. So that was fun for me. And then it became a good mix. And I know, I mean, it's quite small, this punk community in Gothenburg or in Sweden as well. So most of the people know each other, and we have met each other. I mean, Daniel Mortensson, the bass player for Liptones, I've been playing Troublemakers and Liptones, been playing together for many, many, many years. So of course I knew them, and we always said in Troublemakers, when we played together with Liptones, we said, I want to be in Liptones because they seem to have much more fun. They was drinking and laughing and having always, they seem more fun. So I'm glad that Daniel actually wanted to join Bastardes, and he's also an incredible bass player.
Yeah.
And with Stefan, I know Stefan, I think it's 2015, 10 years ago. We did, they asked me to be a guest on a song or two with the City Saints, and then I was a guest guitarist on the one song. So we known each other for 10 years. And after that appearance, Stefan and Gabbe, guitarist from City Saints, came to me, and we did one demo or two here for some song, and that song ended up on City Saints album. So things started to move in different ways there. So something happened. So for me, it's always nice, and I also been stand-in guitarist and bass player sometimes in City Saints as well.
For 10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years I've been stand-ins for several gigs. So I know Stefan quite well, and it's very interesting to meet other and play in other bands to see the dynamic and just to hear the talk. All this, it's much things happening behind the
Behind the curtains.
behind the curtains. So that's nice.
But for me also, besides the music, it's playing with other people, because we played with Sid Saints for 13 years, and sometimes it's good to just to do music with other people, and I think it's fun because I think we create music in Bastardes in other ways than we do music in Sid Saints, so it's rather fun to write and record with Arild. That's very fun. So I think, and also I think this band is more melodic than Sid Saints. I think Sid Saints is more of a rock and roll, punk and roll feel. This is more street punk, I believe.
I agree.
Yeah.
But both great styles, and both that I think play well together. Like again, like listening to an album, you can go listen to your new album and then listen to a City Saints right after, and it's more of a I'm listening to the similar style of music, as opposed to if I were to pick a ska band, it's a bit of a difference. And I love all the styles of punk, but sometimes I'm not in the mood for the ska music, or I'm not in the mood for something more melodic. You know, it's whatever. Maybe I'm in the mood for a hardcore band at that time, and the transition is not going to be the same. So I agree. You definitely have that more melodic with No Glory as well, but definitely plays well together with City Saints. And I think I show you, if I haven't, I mean to each year, that City Saints is always in my top 5 for streaming in Spotify.
Thank you.
So maybe this one will be on there. I think when, you know, it's probably hard to have a band with one release. You guys have 2, but with a smaller amount of releases, to be in a top 5 for streaming depends on how much you stream, I guess. Because when City Saints has so many records, you get to, you know, listen to all of those, and then that increases. So I'm just going to point that out, that you guys have a great body of work, and all throughout each year, your guys' band and Hard Sell always end up in my top 5.
Thank you. And sometimes also we have not been promoting Bastardes that much, but now we're going to promote it more with the new album out, because we have so many other things to do with other bands. But now the new album is out. It's great. And now we want to go out and play. We haven't done that many gigs with Bastardes before. Maybe 5-6 gigs,
something like that.
in 7 years. So so we have a couple of gigs booked now for winter.
Because
I'm sure they're good gigs though, right? Because you know, it's I'm not in a band. I use me as an example all the time because it's all right. If I start a band with a bunch of guys that aren't in bands, it's probably going to be a lot harder to get a gigs, and then on top of that, maybe gigs with other bands that people are going to know, as opposed to guys like you who are all in pretty well-known bands. All you got to say is, hey, we have band members in each of these bands, and people are going to be, oh yeah, even though you've only played 5 gigs, we want you to play.
I think it's hard, actually. In Sweden, it's hard to get gigs, but no problems in Germany or Europe. I think it's much easier for us to have a gig in Germany than in Sweden.
It's interesting that you have to travel and you can just go play wherever, but it's harder. But you know, we had a conversation. I might have mentioned this last time we talked, but I think it was with Gus of Old Fashioned Ideas. He mentioned that Sweden is a country where they are very much like they promote people learning instruments and stuff like that. Like it's not the same here. You have to have somebody that kind of pushes you. Nobody ever pushed me. I didn't learn any instruments. I know a few instruments very poorly, but in Sweden, it sounds like it's something that as you're growing up, that it's kind of encouraged. So a lot of people learn some instruments, because I would say Sweden has a lot of high quality punk bands. You know, Gothenburg, I don't know what the population is offhand, but you have a lot of bands just in that city that could go play at Rebellion Festival or travel throughout Europe, I'm sure, and do well on a tour.
Yeah, I was looking at the lineup for Ozfest, Ozzy, rest in peace or wherever you are. But it was some years ago, I saw some of the lineup and I was just counting all the Swedish bands on one year of the Ozfest. We had like In Flames, Evergrey. It was, I think it was like 5, 6 bands on Ozfest that was from Sweden. Of course, there was no punk band because it's another type of festival, but there's a lot, and especially hard rock and heavy metal and stuff like that is very big in Gothenburg.
Yeah.
We have something called the Gothenburg sound when it comes to In Flames and those biggest bands. And I read that In Flames from Gothenburg have played 800 gigs in USA. 800 gigs.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, and now, and of course now we have Ghost, not from Gothenburg but from Sweden, who I mean actually headlined Madison Square Garden for some weeks ago. So there's stuff happening, and as you may know, it's because they have these rehearsal rooms that you can get. You actually can apply for money for the rent for those rehearsal rooms, and you can. So it's been a good system in Sweden, and good for people to start up bands. And there's a lot of good bands, so you need to be quite good to be in a band. So, and unfortunately, there's new politics now. So of course, they will always take back money. So it will be harder even here because it's things happen. The climate of the world is
changing.
Yeah, it's changing, and not in what we think is a better way. So it maybe will be different here as well and harder.
Yeah.
I think with most things with politics, it's and I assume it goes most places. It's for sure here in the U.S. It's always that pendulum swing. So it always got, you're here on one side and people are like, nah, I'm kind of tired of that. Even if that was something you were for, on whatever side. And then a new party comes in and then that pendulum swings. They have a hard time staying, somewhere relatively in the middle. It just swings from side to side. People are so extreme. And so if it gets to that extreme, I'm sure at some point it'll swing back. But yeah, you're right. It's unfortunate that they don't maybe keep support. I don't know if everybody knows, especially, I don't know what politicians and people that make those decisions are into, but, I'm talking about punk music because that's what we're here for. But like death metal or metal in general, but for sure death metal, Sweden's one of the countries, if not the most influential with like death metal. People will mention bands, and there's so many bands that if you're just listen a little bit and you don't know a lot about the bands, you're like, that band's from Sweden? That band's from Sweden? Because there's so many. And so just a very influential country, I think, on music in general, but really up there with metal and the varieties of metal music.
Yeah.
Sweden and Norway. When it comes to death metal is
right.
I believe up here.
Right. Absolutely. Just really influential. You spoke of Ghost. I don't think they're coming to Salt Lake, but Las Vegas is about 5.5 hours away. And a friend of mine I was talking to yesterday, his family's driving that 5.5 hours to Las Vegas to go see Ghost at some stadium that's down there. So, a band that people want to travel for.
Yeah, it's amazing to follow that kind of development, because when I first saw them, it was like 600 people there after the first album. It was already then seemed to be this band will be big.
Yeah.
But it happened quite fast, and they have been working so hard with those albums and productions and touring and stuff like that. And they also, of course, have a great image. But I'm sure even without the image, they would be a big band. So
I don't know. Ghost unmasked. I don't believe. I don't think it would be.
So who cares?
I think you're right. I think they would have had to start without the masks. And then you're probably right. They probably still would be pretty successful because of the music. But yeah, at this point, that with the masks, it's not beneficial to go without the masks.
No, it's a great image, and it's just hard to talk about a band like that because it's very divided what people think of them. A lot of people
Right.
don't. Maybe I like them a little bit more than Stefan. But who cares? Who cares? I don't. They don't. It don't matter.
I think he's a great songwriter, but I don't think it's hard rock. I think it's pop music because they look like they could kill someone and they look really evil, just like when you see Merciful Fate or something. But when he started to sing, it's
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you have heard our new album, the direction that goes, and then you know maybe why I like Ghost more with the pop melodies. So,
but there's nothing wrong with pop music. So, but let's talk about Bastardos instead of Ghost.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was a sidetrack there. Along with the, back in the punk realm, just to quickly point out, I would say that with Swedish bands, you pick any of those festivals over in Europe. I mean, even the United States, Baboon Show was supposed to come to Punk Rock Bowling, but if you go to Europe and they have so many big festivals all throughout the summer, and you just look at any lineup, and there's one or two at least bands from Sweden. And then obviously where you guys got together and come up with the idea for Bastardos at Rebellion Festival, I'm sure you could count down double digits, and probably one of those countries outside of the UK that have the most bands that probably go to that festival each year to play.
yeah.
But nowadays it's very hard to play in England or Great Britain because of Brexit. So it's very expensive to play there, and it's hard. It's hard to play in England. So
Yeah, it's been more difficult because it's not a part of the European Union anymore after Brexit. So then it's much harder to go into the country, and it's hard if you want to do it the right way. You need like a work permit for doing a show there. So most bands, they don't care, and maybe they borrow instruments and just go there. But it can be a lot of trouble. So it was we think it was a big mistake and a very sad day. And everyone in the punk business in Great Britain think that Brexit, leaving the European Union, was a big mistake.
big mistake. Yeah.
And I think most of the people in Great Britain think it as well. But now the decision, they made it some years ago, and somebody said in Great Britain, it's like, okay, we made a bad decision, now we have to live with it.
Yeah.
Instead of, but maybe we can actually be a part of the European Union again and make because it was so much better when they became a part. It was so much easier for traveling and stuff like that. So now more mainly Germany will be more focused. But we were with Citizens. We played in Scotland. Just some
In May we play. Arild was with us on bass guitar. No, guitar.
Guitar.
When we played Dunoon in Scotland. What's it called? The festival?
Punk festival. Punk festival.
Some punk festival in Scotland, and it was the first time actually playing in Scotland. So that was really great. I think Scotland is a really beautiful country, and it was so awesome to play there. It was 7 years since we played the UK, so it was.
So hopefully we can go back and do something with Bastardos, even in UK, Great Britain as well.
Maybe a Rebellion next year. I think they have anniversary next year, so we will try to do a gig there.
50 years of punk.
Yeah.
With Bastardos, then if you've only played about 5 shows roughly, what's on the horizon? Obviously you were just active with City Saints. Is that well, both of you are playing in City Saints, you guys could probably just travel together and play both bands.
we have done that. We did a gig to City Saints and Bastardos together. We played Essen and Hamburg, but it was quite hard both to go up on stage 2 times, and you play one gig and then you have to buckle up and then do one more gig. So I don't think we will do that again.
No, we will try to divide it. Either it's City Saints or it's the Bastardos. So we will start out with a gig now here in Gothenburg. That will be a release gig to together with a band called Blisterhead, also a great punk band. If you haven't heard them, I think you will like them instantly. So
I think they have played together for 20 years or
yeah,
something.
they've also been together for a long. So we will do a show with Blisterhead, and then we will go to Essen, Germany, where the Sunny Bastards, where the record company is located in Essen in Germany.
They have a great venue called Don't Panic. So we will play at Sunny's birthday bash together with Gimp Fist and a ska band called the Hot Knives. So in September. So that we're looking forward to do that. And then on the way home, we will stop by in Hamburg to see some friends. The Bones are playing in Hamburg. If you ever heard of the Bones, a great punk rock and roll band.
Yeah, more rock and roll, but they was bigger a little bit back in the days, but now they have come together again.
Yeah.
So it's as we said before, it's a lot of music coming in there, so a lot of stuff happening. But now we have those 2 gigs, and hopefully we will start now and see if we can find the schedule and find time. There is talk about more gigs.
Yeah.
Hopefully the dream would be to go on some kind of small tour, to maybe do 4, 5, 6 gigs in Germany or something. And that's the good thing with this label. Sunny Bastards is a very, very good label. They only do quality releases with the packaging and everything. And they have a lot of bands. I think Sunny Bastards maybe have 7 Swedish bands in there at their label. So they said, oh, we can open the office in Sweden soon. so many, I think it's about 7 bands they have.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's nice.
But we're looking forward to play the songs live because most of the songs we haven't played live before. So we will have a rehearsal on Thursday, and then we will have a signing session at a pub here in Gothenburg on Friday. So we will sign the new album. So looking forward to that. So we have some great things happening with the band.
When on Sunny Bastards, that's where they're out on vinyl, and that was this past Friday, right? That was the release date. What vinyls do they have available? So for people that are going to be looking to get that vinyl and get it signed from you, do you guys have all the variants? Do they have specific ones for you, specific for Sunny Bastards?
I think they have 2 colors. It's just black, and then we have a splatter, but then they have just for the German people, I think.
We have some with red splatter, and I think it's 2 different splatter colors and a black color.
I think we have one with black and red splatter, but I think that was exclusive for the German audience or something. I really don't know, but it's 3 colors. But we have everyone at home, and here is the inlay, if you can see.
I like it. Yeah, looks good.
We have all the lyrics.
Yeah, and then we have the album cover. So and they always make it's quality releases.
Yeah,
it's not the cheapest. It's heavy papers and fat, good, nice vinyl. So
really good quality. Sunny Bastards is perhaps the best record label I have ever worked with. So
absolutely.
Yeah, Christian and Sunny is top people.
Yeah, and of course they have their own venue to play at. So it's quite important. I mean, I don't know how long they have been doing, but this is, I think, is release number 248. Yeah. So either they have been just fixing those numbers, or otherwise they have done 248 albums.
Yeah, but they are doing lots of re-releases. I think they re-released some Gimp Fist albums, and they have re-released some Sid Saints album. Sid Saints re-released Kicking Out for the Working Class, and now we will re-release Blue Collar Sons, our second album, in September, and then we will next year Guns of Gothenburg turns 10, so we will have that album out on vinyl again, maybe with a new mix and new master, because I don't like the sound of that album. I will do a new mix of that, so So next year we will re-release that one as well. So I think they're working all the time at Sunny Bastards.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good. I mean, they want us to do more albums, and it that we was talking about time, and that's the problem because this album took 3 years, and I was calculating. Have we been 3 years in the studio? No, we have only been days in the studio.
Three hours in the studio.
Yeah, so the time, and sometimes it's a little bit problem because you was talking about it's important with the back catalog. It's important with many releases. More releases, the more serious people take the band, the more you can get up on the playlist to people. So this album should been out like maybe 1.5 years ago, and now we should have been releasing our third album now.
But
so time goes too fast.
But also when Daniel joined the band on drums, Daniel Ekström, we wanted to do the best album possible. So we didn't rush into the studio with Daniel. We waited and we did some demos, and we had 20 songs or something, and we rehearsed, but we only picked 6 to record in the second session. We did 6 songs in the first session with Tommy, the first drummer. So we really wanted to do an album. It's not a fast album, but we wanted to do a melodic album in the veins of Coxsparrow, because Coxsparrow is one of our favorite bands. We wanted to do a slow, melodic, poppy kind of sound, but a street punk album with good choruses and good guitar bits. And
it started out because after we did the first album, that was more of a project album. It's a little bit different kind of styles there maybe. And when we was doing the second album, my idea was the second album will be much harder, faster. It was doing songs in very fast speed and much more aggressive. But then when the bass player down Mortensen came in, and he said something, he said, it's so many people who can do this fast screamy stuff, but the melodic stuff is not so that many that do it in that way. So he was focus on those songs instead on this album.
I think
that was right.
Yeah, I think punk rock. I think many people just want to have it fast. They want to have it aggressive, but not that many bands are playing 4 on the floor and do this Coxsparrow. Booze and Glory did it on the first albums, and but not many bands do that anymore. So,
and you see it right away when you're out playing, especially in Germany. The more melodic songs, that's a song where people react to.
Yeah,
they sing along and they are dancing and having a good time. So
just like we did a show in Gothenburg a couple of months ago with Evil Conduct, and Evil Conduct doesn't have any fast songs. They have every song goes like
right.
And also bands like Sex Pistols, they don't have any fast songs. Maybe 1 or 2 fast songs, but
it don't have to be fast. But when we listened to the album when it was finished, then we was thinking maybe
one more fast song
should be on the album. Because we did it in 2 separate recording sessions, it was a little bit hard to get a hold of the whole album. Yeah. But now the album is out, and who knows what the next stuff will be. Then maybe the fast songs that was left over will come. Who knows?
You were talking about this could have been like 2 years ago, and you should be on the 3rd album, based on time frame anyway. So the limitation sounds like time to get to do it all, because it sounds like you guys already have content. Not that it's the specific content you want for a 3rd album, but you already have enough other songs that didn't make it here that you could put out something else.
Yeah, absolutely. We could do album tomorrow, but hopefully there will be more songs evolving as well. And hopefully, who knows, maybe we can do more songs together if we get time to meet each other. So now it's been much that I have this little studio at home. I do the basics, and sometimes Stefan comes with songs, and we do it. So we have done all the demos for those 2 albums at my home. It's a little digital, small Cubase studio. So
And then we send it to the other guys so they can come with
ideas for
ideas,
arrangement and stuff. But who knows? Next time maybe we also can find time to do more stuff together, because when we 4 are together, some things are happening in the rehearsal room. So hopefully that will be on the.
But we don't have. We actually did a small recording between the albums. We did a split LP with 3 other bands, and we did record 3 songs for a split EP. Or no, not EP, a full vinyl.
Yeah,
so 3 songs on a vinyl. But
it's only on vinyl.
Only on vinyl, not digital. So
no, that album is not on Spotify. So we have actually 3 more songs, but we have never played. We have played one of them live, but not the 2 others. So most people haven't heard those songs.
So maybe we'll release them on
Spotify or iTunes or whatever.
Yeah, because they are quite good songs.
Yeah, I was thinking about it yesterday, and also those 3 songs they could absolutely be on this album. That would be nice to have them here. So
I can send the songs to you so you can hear them, and maybe you can play one of the songs in one of your shows if you like to. So
yes, absolutely, always. You guys, first album was great, and so I was really excited when you let me know a couple months back that this was coming. So absolutely, anything that you guys have. Who was on the 3 or the split LP that you were talking about?
Oh, do you have the album here?
I can try to find it. But it was, then we had the drummer in between. Tommy was the drummer, but it was me. And I think Daniel was on bass.
Yes, it was Daniel on bass.
So it was the same lineup that did 6 of the songs on the new album. So it was the same lineup. It's a very long time since we did that recording. We did it in only 2 days in the studio here. But I really like the sound and the energy of that recording. It was very good. We can send you so we can hear the songs.
I don't think Arild has the record.
No, I don't have it anymore. I had only 1 copy, and we gave it away as a birthday present. So I don't have it. Maybe we will see if they have it in Germany, because it's always nice to have the releases you've been on. So I only got 1 copy of that one.
Well, for anybody that didn't know about it, is it found on Sunny Bastards Records?
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure because they did it how many years? 3-4 years ago or something. It's a long time.
I will check it out. What's the name of the?
Yeah, we don't even remember the name of the album.
That's all right. You don't dwell in the past, right? We're moving on. You had another album to record.
Something with we have.
I found it here on Sunny Bastards. It's called A Handful of Punk and Oi, Volume 2. And the bands are One Voice, Scandal, Bastardes, and Subalternus from
Brazil.
And Royal Oi from the UK. Subalternus from Brazil. Scandal from the UK, and One Voice from the Netherlands. One Voice is actually the old bass player from Evil Conducts. It's his new band. It's a great band. All the bands are great on that compilation, but check it out on Sunny Bastards.
I am embarrassed to now admit it. I have that album. But like you said, it came out a few years ago. As soon as you said the name of the album, I could picture the album cover, like, oh yeah, that was probably the last time that I got an order from Sunny Bastards. Just probably like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It was shortly after that. That's funny that I'm embarrassed to admit, but I actually have that record. So
and you don't remember our songs.
No, it was
you bastard.
It was the worst songs ever.
They're good. The drawback. So doing the podcast, I'm making an excuse for myself, but doing the
But
podcast.
I will
Yeah,
send them to you. I will send them to you so you can check them out again.
it would be helpful. Like I would say 90% of the music I'm listening to is digital because that's how it's getting included on the podcast and stuff like that. It's hard to set up the record player, connect it, which it is, but then to like line up and play the right track, and then I got to get up and switch it over, and so it becomes really inconvenient. And so I don't countless copies of albums, and then I've also bought the digital versions because I'm either loading it onto some digital media that I'm able to carry around, because the record players out here in the studio, unfortunately, nobody's created a good way to bring your record player in the car and set up the records, even though that'd be pretty inconvenient to be flipping the record over when you're driving.
So how is it in US? Do you have still CDs? Because when it comes to CDs, that actually sells quite a lot of CDs, compact disc here in Sweden and especially in Germany. So many asked us with the new album, will it come on CD? And we're like, no, I mean, we have it on vinyl, why have it on CD?
Yeah.
So, but still a lot of people have the cars with this CD player.
Yeah, especially in Germany, they
So
ask us of CDs.
I need to
Right. It's convenient to have it digitally. You throw it in the car or something like that. I mean, I only use Spotify when I'm in my car driving, or if I go to the gym to work out, because obviously it's inconvenient to carry something else with me in those times.
Same with me, because on my way to work it's Spotify, and at work it's Spotify as well when I'm working. So LP, sometimes when you have a new album and you're at home, it's really great. Like in the good old days when you buy a new records, I sat down, put on the vinyl on the turntable, and then I just watching the lyrics and listen to the music. So, but not that often I do that, because
otherwise I have a old jukebox as well. So that's I was buying the jukebox because when Stefan is here, he goes on Spotify and he hook up Spotify, and it's like, you have to listen to this. This is the world's the best song in the world. And then we hear 10 seconds. wait. Listen to this. This is the best song. So then I was figuring out I have to buy a jukebox, because then you need to play that song to the end. To the end, and
but it's good when you're listening 10 seconds a song, because then we have listened to 10,000 songs in 1 hour. So
that's one.
That's true, and it's great to be excited about it, right? It's fun to be excited, and it's fun to have someone to share that excitement with. Like they'll appreciate the same thing that you get excited about. But yeah, sometimes a 3-minute song is too long when you have like 10 other songs you want to get to.
And I'm like a child when I discover a new band. Not that often anymore, but sometimes a new band comes around and you just get like when I discovered the Drowns, for example. We played with the Drowns in Hamburg with Sit Saints, and I love the Drowns, from the US, by the way. And
that was the last band I was really
into.
So I'm not sure if they have starting to create so much fuss in the US, because you live in a nation that's so vast, so big,
really big.
But the Drowns, they have been playing so much here in Europe, and this year, I think it's 1 or 2 days ago, they was playing at a big stage at Rebellion, and they actually released a live album recorded at Rebellion, I think, and only released at Rebellion. So and it was, I saw the clips, it was a lot of people.
The guys are working really hard, and I think they're doing 2-3 tours a year
at least. I think the Drowns are the hardest working band in
right now.
So and that's something I may find typical from the US, because to make it in your country, I mean, you need to play. You can't do 8 gigs and everybody have seen you. You need to be touring
And working all the time. Yeah.
over again.
Yeah.
Every time you see American bands here, you know it's of good quality. It's hard-working bands that
Yeah.
you will experience.
And also
Yeah, Drowns are definitely that band.
yeah.
I've seen them 3 or 4 times. They come through Salt Lake once,
Yeah.
and that was just within the last year. And then I've seen them at Punk Rock Bowling a couple times, and I think they were at one of the Crash Fests that I went to as well. Great every time. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And you're right, hardworking. They do at least 1 to 2 U.S. tours a year. They go to Europe, and then they'll pop out to Asia or to Australia or something like that. They're mixing it up. So definitely hardworking.
Yeah, and maybe because of the politics and the social system in the US, you need to be hardworking to get the money coming in. So
a great band.
a great band.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And US, unfortunately, is kind of difficult, I think, for bands and for musicians in general, like the UK is now for, other European bands. And I wish that, politicians don't think about those things, but it's a benefit for society, even though the band's making money. That's kind of their job at the moment, even though that might not be their full-time job, but it's a job at the moment. But it requires a lot of expense to do. It's not like you're paid to show up and paid to, all expenses paid, and all you got to do is show up and play. That's not really the majority of bands in any genre out there. I mean, there's some pop music. Yeah, I'm sure they're paid thousands and thousands and, maybe even more than that. But some of those countries, the US and the UK, I'm sure that there's reasons for things outside of the arts, but there should be exceptions made. And the nature of human beings is there'll be people that'll always try to manipulate and take advantage and do the wrong thing that's for something that people are trying to set something right for. So, but if there's a way to do it, I think they should make exceptions for musicians. I've heard too many stories of European bands that have to come over here and hope they don't get caught because it costs too much to do a work visa. But they're basically borrowing instruments and having to line up instruments and stuff for all their shows so they can come over here, get paid $100 or a couple $100 a gig, sell some t-shirts. But even then, the merch, they have to line up having it made or produced somewhere here, and then they have to pick it up here. And it's just, it's a hassle.
I think it's hard for European bands or any other bands to play in the US right now because we don't have to talk politics, but I don't think your president...
He's not a punk rocker.
I don't think he likes the Sex Pistols or the UK Subs. But I think when the UK Subs played the US, I think was it only Charlie Harper that
Charlie Harper they let in the country, but the rest of the people they didn't let in. So it saved this. I think it was the Samos from Sweden as well.
Yeah.
So they have actually band members have been stopped at the border. Why, I'm not sure, but they have been stopped. So stop is happening.
Yeah. But we're going to send Trump our record and see what he says about it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing. It's just not enough punk bands, not enough punk albums are coming across his desk. He just doesn't know.
We can find a new favorite instead of Village People.
And do this crazy dance.
Yeah.
That's what we should do anyways. Just videos of him, but cut out the audio and just throw in some punk bands to that over the top.
Dancing to the dead Kennedys.
Yes. I don't remember what bands it were, but somebody did that with like the live church things where they're filming like church things and the people are getting up and dancing at church, but then they'll throw on something much faster and rock and roll, but it looks like they're kind of dancing to it maybe, even though that's not what they're doing. That would be really fun.
Yes.
I'm sure he'd prefer something like that as opposed to South Park, the new South Park episode that came out a couple of weeks ago, making fun of him.
Haven't seen that. That we have to see.
But
So yeah,
everyone in the world is making fun of him because he's a complete he's an idiot, you know. So everyone in the world, and he don't understand it. But enough of him, because
Right.
maybe he tracks us down and shoot us. So
yeah, you never know. You never know. So
Fair enough. That would be great though if you guys were able to come over here, but I have a feeling I'm going to see you somewhere in Europe before I see you somewhere here in the States.
probably.
for me it would be to play at Punk Rock Bowling. It would be a dream to play in, because at Punk Rock Bowling so many bands playing at that
Yeah,
at that festival, and it seems like a really cool.
yeah.
I never been in Las Vegas, but you have been in Las
Yeah, I've been
Vegas.
in Las Vegas, so it was a crazy place. So it would be great. So even not playing, just as a visitor, I was thinking about going there to watch it because, yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows?
But someday, if someone invites us, we will give it a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll invite you, but unfortunately, my invitation doesn't get you into festival playing. But I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, that's good. We need somebody to vouch for us. That's
Right?
good. Yeah. So then we have one that
Now
invite
you
us.
have to ask Arild a question, because I'm going to the loo.
Okay.
Fair enough. We haven't talked too much about the songs from the new album yet. So officially last Friday, the album's out. It's
Yeah.
No Glory. You showed us some visuals. I'll have some visuals here on the video that people will
Yeah.
be looking at. But you have 12 tracks. Did you release 2 of them as singles leading up to this, or were there any others as singles?
No, we did the two singles, One More Day, the last track of the album. That was the first single. And that song we also made a video for. It was actually Stefan's sister, Lina, who was filming, and Stefan was editing the video. And it was quite nice and quite funny and relaxed video. So I like that. And then already the week after, the second digital Spotify single Boys in Blue came out. So they came very close, those singles. So sometimes when releases are made, you are like, maybe it was enough with one single before. I don't know. But it came 2 singles, and right now they have the third song that will not be a digital single, but the record company has something that they call the focus track. What the hell is a focus track? We got actually a chart number. It's on number 27 on this focus track on charts. I have no idea what that means.
But I think it's the song that the record label sends to the radio stations and
something like
that.
So that's Broken
Dreams.
Broken Dreams, the third song from the album.
Okay.
Is that one song they are promoting now. And hopefully we can make some fast and easy video to it. I always like to do a video to the songs, but for a band like us on YouTube, it's hard to get like 1,000 views on a video. That's quite hard. So it's not a use to invest too much time and money into a video. Like the last one we did, we just had a fun day out filming. It didn't cost anything, so Stefan could edit the video as well.
It cost quite a lot, because we drank lots of beer that day. So
yeah. So if we don't drink beer in the next video, maybe we can pay somebody to make a video. So, but I think it's always nice to have a video. A song gets more
alive in some
something
ways.
happens because then at least you have the option to actually go to YouTube and take a look at the video. So I like it when it's
and not everyone has Spotify, or they go to YouTube and check the videos as well. So we will try to do a video when we are playing in Germany with Gimpfist. I think we will do a video when we're traveling down to Germany, and I think that will be.
And it's also for on YouTube. I was checking on YouTube, and then you can't control everything. I mean, the last album, the whole album is on YouTube just as music, and we haven't put it out. So somebody have put it out, and even the last video, some other punk channel have put out on their channel. So then the video is there as well. So that's things you can't control. It don't matter for me.
I think we have a distribution called Cargo in Germany, and I think they put out the album on YouTube.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I really don't know, but
No, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you're searching on YouTube and suddenly have somebody been filming this?
yeah.
You're playing here on some. So, but YouTube is all. I think it's important to have stuff there
Yeah,
and well,
yeah.
and do videos and yeah, and keep stuff alive
Yeah.
on Spotify or iTunes and Facebook and all those things. So it's hard. I mean, if you are not a touring band, if you are constantly on tour, of course, if you do 100 gigs a year, then you can sell the album and you can promote it in another way.
Yeah.
So it's a little different with this kind of Bastardes. That's still a little bit of a project band. That we can't give it this maybe same promotion as the other bands, but this time we will try to do it. So we take it step by step. Now we have this interview. We have been playing on do the gigs and stuff like that. So
And
hopefully-
it was a lot easier when you was 20 years old. Now we are 25, and it's much harder to. I remember when we started City Saints, grade 2 from the UK started at the same time. But grade 2 are touring constantly. They are playing all the time, and they have played with Rancid and Social Distortion. But they go on tour and they don't get $1 for the gigs. They have to sleep in the van, and they're working really hard. So maybe we are too old to do that kind of things and just do 20 gigs and sleep in the car and. But this time, with this album, we will try to do at least maybe 10, 20 gigs.
Hopefully as many as possible.
Yeah.
We will see. I mean, the album will be there for. I mean, it won't be a new album, not in 2 years. So we will try to promote this album as good as we can and sell those copies that are press and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
So it's very appreciated to have this talk, and because this is great help for us. So
Absolutely. And I love having the conversations, especially, I get to talk to people that I admire what you do. I enjoy what you do. On the YouTube note, I think you're right. I think it's important. We're kind of evolving as a society into like that social media, shorter attention span, but they're still into videos. And I think you can take what people of our age, are still into that music video era and remember seeing the videos, and that was more important. I think Spotify for me at this point, it's just convenient. It's not where I want to go. Even my digital stuff, it's just when it's convenient, that's the way I want to listen to it. But like I said, when I have a chance to throw it on the record player, that's where I want to hear it. With YouTube, I want to see the music videos because with a lot of bands, there's story you get to hear somewhat of the song, but sometimes you might not really know. It's like I catch some of the words, maybe I'm not catching all the words, or you hear the song one way, but then when you get to see a visual component, whatever the band put together, I mean, sometimes it's just clips of a band playing live, that's one thing, but some bands might have an extra part of the story that the song is to tell visually, so it's really cool to get to see that. And then on top of that, you may never, if you never make it to Nebraska or Montana or North Dakota, these are some of the less populated areas of the US, doesn't mean there's not fans of your band there, and they'll have no idea what you look like. But if you have a video out, they have that other component to your band, that other, I don't know what to call it, like an attachment, right? Like I already like your music, but now there's this other attachment to your band, because you get that when you see a band live. if you go see the music played live, there's a different component to that.
I think it's important because I will, like when I was listening to the new Dropkick Murphys, I mean, Stand With Us, there's a video, and many bands do the drowns, they're good, they do quite a lot of videos. But then I was checking out my favorite band, Cock Sparrer, and the last album is the favorite album last year. But I don't think they have one video from that album.
No.
So they go in another direction and think maybe people know who they are anyway. But I think it's a little bit sad because I like so much to see a video where something is happening.
It's fun to do that.
Yeah.
But I have something called Spotify for Artists, and then I can see in what areas most people are listening and things like that. And actually the new Bastardes album is the most popular country is the United States for this album.
Wow.
And it's the cities are Seattle, Los Angeles, Clinton.
Never heard about that. I've been quite a lot in
Chicago. So it's we are most popular in the United States, and then after that it's Sweden and then Germany. So lots of listeners in United States. So thank you very much for the support.
Yes.
I was going to say at least one all the way through was me. I got to get back to it again. I've only had a chance to go through it once since Friday, but that's great. If you ever do come here, well, it sounds like, I don't know which Clinton that is. I can't think of any like really big cities. There's a lot of states that all have, not all, but have a city with the same name. And there's not like a big Clinton anywhere that anybody's like, oh, it's got to be that Clinton. So I have no idea which one that is, but Seattle and LA, that'd be good. Go down the West Coast, and you could be in the West Coast for a week to 10 days and play several cities and only travel a couple hours, more like what you would do if you toured Europe, as opposed to if you try to do a whole tour across the US. That's a lot of driving.
Yeah.
But it's the same in Germany. Germany is a big country, so when we drive into Essen, it's a 12-hour ride down to Essen to play one show. So that's why we're stopping by in Hamburg to watch the Bones, and we know these guys, so it's fun to have a couple of beers together and watch the shows as well.
And to support each other also, and so that's good.
Yeah.
Are there any specific songs on the album? So No Glory. When it comes to your live sets that are going to be coming up, you guys have only played a handful of shows so far. Do you include stuff from the first album? Obviously, it sounds like you include at least one of the tracks from the split in the live set, but what's your live set going to be consisting of?
Yeah, it will be a mix of those two albums. One from this split LP, probably.
No,
maybe not from a split LP. We have a list now, so I think
I send the guys a set list, but no one was.
Yeah, but the list was okay. So
we're doing some maybe 5 songs from the first album. Streets Belong to Us, Paradise is Burning, One Size Fits All, This Is My Life, Drunk on Dreams, and then we do Runaway, Broken Dreams, Pay the Price, Boys in Blue, Pints of Beer, Born a Loser, Wild Young and Free, One More Day. And then we're also doing some cover songs. We're doing Riot Squad by Cock Sparrer and Guinness Boys by The Business.
Yeah.
By The Business.
Business.
And the Guinness. So
it's empty.
It's empty. So no, it's always good to also to have some cover in this, 1 or 2 cover songs in the set. That's good as well. It's also to pay respect to the artists. So one said in the review of the album that we are standing on the shoulder of giants, and I like it. You're standing on the shoulder of giants. The giants, they have created the foundation, and then we can try to climb up and do our stuff. They have created it. We do our version of it.
Yeah.
So some covers is good.
Yeah,
I agree. It gives some sing-alongs as people get to know your songs, and the more you play I think the more often people are going to be singing along with songs, and there's probably other songs over, some of the other songs in the set that you get a lot more singing along with. But you include those covers and people know those right away, right? And it kind of
Yeah,
prompts and kind of loosens people up, getting them ready to
Yeah.
maybe more audience participation.
yeah.
But we have some songs from the first album that people recognize when they hear them, like "Streets Belong to Us." It's a song and that people singing along with. So it's fun when we do this.
The idea with all songs is like, if you haven't heard a song, when it comes to the chorus, you can stop the song before the chorus, and you shall know the chorus, even if you haven't heard it. So it shall be like no surprises. It shall be, and have you heard the chorus one time, then you know the chorus, and you can sing along with it next time you hear it. So that's one of the ideas with the songs as well. It shall be very sing along songs.
It also with the guitar bits when you listen to Iron Maiden, people singing along with the guitars. I love it when people sing along with the guitars.
Yeah,
and
maybe like make a choir to the guitar theme and stuff like that.
Like Fear of the Dark with Fear of the Dark. So I hope people will do that with Bastardas when Arild play the guitar bits and
Yeah, they sing along. I mean, on some of the songs, some of the themes, the Drunken Dreams theme, and Drunken Dreams, that was actually also the song that started it all, because sometimes, I mean, it was created when we was at Rebellion. We was playing there, and it was City Saints had a gig, and then we went to they have like a beach there in Brighton,
a pier
and a beach, and then we saw an ambulance, and we was thinking, shit, we haven't heard from
Gabriel.
Gabriel Gabbe, the guitarist in City Saints, and we saw, it's probably the ambulance taking him away. Okay, what shall we do? We start a new band. So it was a little bit like this, but we had to just make a joke of it. But then we actually started the band, and then that song "Drunken Dreams." I mean, the whole lyric is almost like what we saw there on that festival
in real life.
In real life, Trevor Raven, who was playing on the pier so loud so even deaf people can hear. Everything happened. A lonely woman with a walker like this was actually dancing along.
So everything is real in the lyrics of that song, because Trevor Raven was a guy who was playing the organ at the beach, and he played it so damn loud. The ears was bleeding. We couldn't order a beer in the bar because it was so fucking loud, and what's this sound? This is air sirens or something, but it was Trevor Raven playing his organ like John Lord or something.
So the good thing, we could connect that into the lyric to sing about him, and I was contacting him on Facebook and said, I hope it's okay, we made a song where we mention you. He listened to the song and liked it, and the next year we went back. Of course, he was playing at the pier again with his devastating volume, and we of course could take a very nice picture with Trevor Raven.
Yeah.
So this guy who probably been playing for 70 years or something on that pier, and also have the idea. I mean, Brighton was a high fashion vacation spot. Blackpool. Sorry, Blackpool. This vacation where people went on vacation, and then suddenly it became like nobody wants to be there. So now it's a very strange feeling in Blackpool, but still they have this festival, and it's if you have you been to Rebellion Festival? Have you
I
been in
haven't. I've
Blackpool?
wanted to go so many years, and I know that it's 30. I think it's 30 years for them next year, and then the 50 years for punk. So I definitely am going to try to get there next year.
It's nice because the whole city is like a completely dump, a waste dump. It looks, it's so poor and very it's a hard environment in that city. So it's like but they still have this festival, and it's living on this past glory, the whole Blackpool, the town of Blackpool. But it has such a great feeling.
Maybe it was good in the 70s or something, but now it's the most boring town in the world. So, but when
that makes it good. That is what makes it good. And that makes it the perfect place for this rebellion punk festival that once a year you have thousands of people are coming into this broken down hotel rooms that are so bad to be in. And they are living up like this at least once a year for this punk festival. So I mean,
it's a great festival. It's a really great festival.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
Doing my best to be there. Like almost guarantee that I'm going to be there. I just got to wait and then get tickets and all that. But I know you got to get those early tickets. Probably place to stay, all those things. And if I'm going to go, I definitely want to go for, maybe check out a little bit more of the UK. Indoor after. I don't want to just go for like 4 days. So
you have to go to London. You have to go to London, and you have to go to Manchester, maybe. Or there are lots of good places to see when you're in Blackpool, or in the UK as well. So UK is always fun. Every time we play the UK, it's a fantastic country. So,
and quite small, so it's easy to travel with both bus and train. So it's very nice and easy country to travel in. So that's good.
Yeah, I plan to go. The COVID year, 2020, I actually had a cousin of mine. We were both going. We were looking at plane tickets in January of that year and figuring out train. And he's a football fan of the team Sunderland, who's up north somewhere not too far from Blackpool, and he wanted to line it up so we can go see one of their games. And so I was going to go that year, and obviously just like with everybody else's plans, that changed.
Yes, everything changed.
But also, if talking about good festivals, we are going to something called Punk and Disorderly in Berlin in September. Also a great festival I can recommend. This year's we are going to see Coxbearer, we are going to see Sham 69, the original lineup, and we're going to see Cockney Rejects. And for me, the Toy Dolls is my favorite band. And now Olga, the guitar player, are playing in the Cockney Rejects. So it will be fantastic to see Olga in Cockney Rejects.
Yeah, that's nice, because Berlin is also a very nice town, a nice city. And this festival has 14 bands, 7 bands Friday, 7 bands on Saturday. Not like a Rebellion that has 300 bands. It's like chaotic with all those bands. So it's more of a vacation there in Berlin. So that's also something to
check out,
consider.
Yeah, Europe gets a lot of really cool festivals. Are there any festivals that happen in Sweden, on that kind of a level? I would say not Rebellion, nothing's on that level, but like Punk and Disorderly or Revolution Calling.
Sweden have a lot of festival. Of course, we have the biggest festival, Sweden Rock. There is more heavy metal, that kind of band. We have like the Way Out West, a big festival here in Gothenburg. Last weekend, Iggy Pop was one of the artists at Way Out West.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Queens of the Stone Age was playing.
Refused,
yeah. And that festival is 3 days, and total it was 78,000 people.
Yeah, but that is more of a alternative festivals, not many rock bands, but we don't have any really big punk festivals like Punk and Disorderly.
No, we have a lot of smaller smaller punk festivals around the country
with Swedish bands.
So there are always places where you can go and play.
But we have something called Close-Up Båten, the Close-Up Boat. We had a newspaper, a magazine called Close-Up that went into the grave maybe 10 years ago or something. And they have a boat ride. They organize a boat ride with punk bands. And it's a 48-hour trip to Tallinn. And I think it's 24 bands or something
Yeah,
like that playing.
around
So
2,000 people on the boat, so it's quite a big boat.
yeah,
So stuff like that is happening. So you have things to do, and there is places to play
Yeah.
here as well. But nothing just quite like the Rebellion and Punk and Disorderly. So, but who knows? Who knows?
someday, someday.
If it's not there, you can start it. But man, I bet that's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah.
But they will try this year. They will try to start a festival here in Gothenburg called Vrålet, the roar,
Yeah.
Vrålet. My band, Troublemakers, will play there. There will be 15 bands for 2 days, Swedish bands and a couple of bands from Norway,
Yeah.
but no international bands from other countries. But that festival, they will. This is the first year, and that's in a location where it can be around 2,000 people in that area, or the festival place. So if they can manage to do that, it would be something
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But still, then you have 2,000 people. You don't have 6,000 or 8,000. We had some festivals before called Augustibuller. There have been
Yeah. Big
bigger
festivals.
punk festivals before.
Yeah.
So, but now it's quite a lot of smaller one.
Yeah. You don't have this kind of just like rebellion, not that capacity. I don't think Sweden is much smaller, I believe, to have maybe a really big festival. Then we have something called the West Coast Riot in Gothenburg, where we have bands like Rancid playing, and that was maybe
Yeah, many years ago.
many years ago, but it was a really good festival with Turbo Negro, Rancid, Randy. What had we more?
A lot of good bands at West Coast Riot, and I don't know, but they just stopped having this that festival because I think it's very hard to organize festivals because you need so much people.
And expensive to have bands like Rancid. I think Yellow Biafra was here as well, and Dropkick Murphys played, and it's much harder to have a band like Dropkick Murphys flying in. It's hard for American bands to play in Sweden now. It's very expensive for bands flying in and maybe doing one gig or two gigs or.
But we saw Rancid last year in Stockholm.
Sweden. In
Stockholm.
Sweden. Yeah, that was really great. So Rancid, besides Coxbearer, maybe Rancid is, or at least Old Firm Casuals is.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the band and the artist we have been watching live many times, both Rancid and Rancid, On for Casuals, Lars Fredriksson and the Bastards. So Lars Fredriksson is of course number one when it comes to his voice and everything, and together with Tim Armstrong, I mean, so Rancid. But we was All From Casuals we saw in England some years ago, and that was.
We followed them on tours. I think we saw 2 gigs with All Firm Casuals in small places, maybe 100, 150, 200 people in the audience, and it was really great to see Lars Fredriksson in that small venues. So really great.
I can see why that you guys would like that band. I like your music, and I like all of those bands too. Definitely high up on the list. So I wouldn't say your band sounds like those bands, but at the same time, your sound, I love your sound, and I love those band sounds.
Yeah. But Lars Fredriksson has a really special voice. I can. When I started doing music or playing music, I started as a drummer, and I still do all the demos with Gabriel. When we do the City Saints demos, Gabriel plays the guitar and the bass, and I play the drums. So I still love playing the drums, but when I started playing punk rock, Lars Fredriksson was perhaps one of my favorite singers when I started to learn how to sing, and it was no idea to sound like Yellow Biafra or something because he has a very special voice, but I could try to sound like maybe Lars Fredriksen, because we sing in a way that sounds. I'm not saying that I sound like Lars Fredriksen, but I try to sing in the same kind of tone like he does. So he's
Big influence.
big influence on
And of course, Tim Armstrong's
Yeah.
melodies.
yeah.
So all those albums they have made, I mean, so many great songs. I think artists like Tim Armstrong, I'm sure he can make, at least back in the days, 10 great songs in one day. It seems like he can just grab a guitar and then
yeah.
one song is ready, next.
Yeah.
So
I think he did that for a whole year, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. 1 year he released his new song every single day. Some were acoustic, some had a band, but yeah.
yeah,
Tim Time Bomb.
Tim
and,
Time Bomb.
Yep.
and sometimes his singing is awful, but he's like the punk of like the Bob Dylan of punk, if you know what I mean. Because no one likes Bob Dylan singing.
But it's just perfect.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a good thing. And
Yeah.
the mix with Tim Armstrong and
Yeah.
Lars Fredriksen was the perfect mix in Rancid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Lars don't sing so much in Rancid anymore on the last albums. I don't know why. But the albums when they did that, it was, I mean, my favorite Rancid 2000. That's the hardest album they made. I mean, so many great songs. And that energy on that album is amazing.
Black Hawk Down is a great track.
Yeah,
Great track.
I love that album because I think it's like the 3 songs in 2-3 minutes together. 30 seconds. The first song, 30 seconds. That's good. Second one, 1 minute. Third one, 1.5.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
It's a great album, a great band. And I will mention that I think Lars Fredriksen also plays with 2 fantastic bass players in those bands. Matt Freeman, definitely an amazing punk bass player, probably one of the best out there. And then Casey Watson, not to take away from him, he's really good too in Old Firm Casuals.
Yeah. Also such a nice guy. I mean, we met him. We also saw him. He was watching Lars Fredriksen acoustic in London. So he did an acoustic tour in London. Just Lars playing
Acoustic guitar.
no, not actually acoustic. He was playing electric guitar.
Yeah.
So he was playing electric guitar, but it was just his electric guitar and his singing. And then Casey was on the tour, but he didn't sing or anything. He was just came out with a cup of tea. So he was like, "What? He's on the tour. Can't you do something together?" No.
And my girlfriend got a kiss out of him.
Yeah, from Casey. So it was almost divorce after that.
No, but it was really great because we went to this venue where Lars was playing, and he stood on the outside the venue with Casey and Roy from Last Resort, and we went to them and asked, "Do you know where Lars Ulrich is playing from?" And Lars Ulrich from Metallica, but I don't think Lars Fredriksen quite understand that joke.
No, because they're both from Denmark, and I mean, so yeah.
Both are Danish, so
Yeah, you need to have a laugh, but it was a great gig. So
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, he's funny. Let's not end on Rancid, even though they are
No,
great.
no.
Let's. Are there any specific songs? We'll wrap up on this. Just to go back to the new album, are there any specific songs for each of you that might stand out as maybe a little more special, a little more meaningful, or maybe you just like to play that one live?
yeah,
Start with Arild then.
yeah. I mean, when we did the album, I think Broken Dreams, the third track, has everything. I mean, that maybe is the favorite, maybe the favorite track. But I always like Born a Loser because on as I wrote in a post on Facebook, sometimes it can go 1 year without you making one song. And then I made Born a Loser and No Glory, those songs that came in the same day. And so I really like those songs. So maybe Born a Loser is a favorite. But still, if I have to choose, and then maybe Broken Dreams, and then we have somebody wrote on Facebook that when he listened to the album, the first 6 songs, he said Broken Dreams and also Pay the Price. That's also a little bit more. We was thinking a little bit about Old Fur Casuals actually when we did Pay the Price. If you hear the riff on Pay the Price, it could be some version of that. So those songs, Broken Dreams and Pay the Price, really good songs. And of course then One More Day, that was the first single and the first video from the new album. That song was the leftover
From the
from
first
the
album.
first
Yeah,
album. Not because it was not a good song, because we didn't find time to do more songs. So we had that as a leftover, and so when we was starting to listen to the songs for the new album on the demos, then Daniel Mortensson, the bass player, was like, why did you leave it out on the first album? This song is so good.
And
So
I
yeah,
actually I think it was Gabriel from Sid Saints. It was one of his.
favorites, the demos from
Yeah.
the for the first album. So, but now it came on this album, and it's the last song was the first single. So I don't know if that makes sense or what, but that don't matter. But I think all songs are. I was listening to it the other day. It's always hard for me when the album is done. The album is done, then you put the album away, then you go to the next step. You take the songs you play live, but you not so often listen to
The
the
album,
albums
no.
you have made. I've been in bands, maybe I made 12 albums or something, and I don't sit and listen to those albums so often. But sometimes it's fun to take out the album and listen to it, and oh, that was actually good, that was great. And I don't think you shall pay too much time when you have done an album to analyze the album. There's no use to analyze it. I always think when there was big bands like AC/DC or Black Sabbath made an album, I don't think they had analyzed it. They made a new album. They did a new album, and I was listening to AC/DC. They said they made like 3 albums in 18 months in the beginning. So you make an album, you go to the next one. As we talked earlier, this should be album number 3 or 4 or something when you go. So it should be like 4 albums in 6, 7 years. So that's a bad thing. We should have recorded and forget it and done the new one.
But maybe we record a surprise album next year, and we just record 12 new songs in 1 week and then release it. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
But as Arild has told you already, my favorite songs are the same. Boys in Blue is a favorite, but Broken Dreams and No Glory is favorites for me, and also Runaway, because Arild did this song because we had a zoo where the monkeys escaped in Sweden, and the caretakers killed the monkeys. They just shot them instead of using tranquilizers, because they can kill someone, but they escaped inside the zoo when it was closed, so there was no use in killing the monkeys. And Arild did a song about this, and I really liked that song, Run Away. But
it sounds quite serious that we're writing songs about monkeys escaping from a zoo. That was something that came to me. I mean,
you have the same situation in the United States with your president. He escaped the zoo.
Yes. And somebody tried to shoot him, but
his ear, and the next day the ear was complete. It was no harm to the ear.
No.
So, but we have to before we close as well talk about the cover art for the album. That was a girl in called Malvina, old school design. She did the artwork for the album, and we are really happy with the artwork. She actually did the artwork for Punk and Roll with Sid Saints also.
Yeah, that's good. And somebody was texting me the other day. Who did the artwork for the album? Can you get this in touch with that girl? So that's also good. You have this do-it-yourself movement, underground movement. You just send some idea. We want to do an album cover. I don't know if we said how much what we was thinking about, but then the album cover came back and it was like, okay, it's finished. We like it.
We just gave her an idea of maybe we want a lonesome punk rocker dragging the guitar, and we want Gothenburg in the same picture. So she always have good ideas.
Yeah.
So
And there's quite one funny thing. Maybe it's my eyes that's wrong, but if you look, you have to look at the guitar and think for yourself. Is it something with the guitar?
okay,
I won't say anything more.
check it out.
I'm going to do that. And
Yeah.
based on our conversation last time with City Saints, right there, that one right there.
Yeah.
I started POW Radio after that. And based on what you guys said, and I really like the art, she did that one for me.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
So you've been in contact with Malvin as well. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because of you.
Yeah, but that's good. So that's what we like with this movement, and it's so many talented people all around that do
Right.
stuff, and especially when it comes to graphic stuff. There's no way I can do stuff like the inlay and stuff like that. That I design, do everything, the final layout on my computer. But to do like this artwork from the front, I can never do anything like that. So then you go to a good artist like Malvina, and she surprise you with something nice.
Yeah.
So it's always
Right.
to contact artists.
But everyone, take yourself. Everyone doing his part or her part. You doing your podcast and your radio show, and everyone is. It's a small circle, but we are so grateful and happy for people. We're sitting talking now, and you're 100 miles from us, and we talk about our
Maybe
new
more.
maybe more. Sort of, but we're talking about a new album we recorded in Sweden, and you have listened to it in the United States, and it's really crazy that the world is kind of small when it comes to it comes to music, and I have listened to your shows for many years, and you have always supported Sid Saints. So I'm really grateful for this conversation with you. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. And I appreciate both of you taking the time. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun for me. I like to hear the music, play the music, share the music, all of those things too. But it's really fun to get to talk almost, it's kind of the behind the scenes of music, as it were.
Yeah. But also we have one more thing to discuss. We have the producer of this album, Chips Kisby. Chips is in Sweden. He's kind of legendary producer. He have produced Helicopters when they went. Helicopters was a quite not a small band, but when he produced what's the album called?
The third album, they made it. Then it became more commercial, and they had a big break.
Yeah.
And he's played in Sator. That's his own band. That's also big in Sweden. And he's been producing. So Chip's been producing a lot. Probably also hundreds of albums.
Smaller bands as well,
Yeah.
very small bands. But he really loves music, and he's great at just reacting to what you are playing, and he brings out the best you got in your guitar playing or the bass player or the singing, and I think.
Yeah, the big shout out to Chips, and they have the best setting because they live a little bit outside Gothenburg in a house. So the studio is in the basement, and you sleep there. You stay over. So you go there maybe from Friday to Sunday and do like 6 songs, and you stay there for 2 nights. And his wife, so Erika, so generous and nice. So it's you have this breakfast, it's lunch, it's dinner, it's food in the evening, and they have
And maybe a couple of beers.
maybe a couple of beers, and they have been. I mean, he has so many contacts, and he's been traveling around, so he always gets liquor when he is going around. So there's liquor everywhere. So it's great parties also
Yeah.
during when you are recording. So when the recording is done, maybe in 6 o'clock or something, then the party starts.
Yeah.
And then you go to sleep, and then you start recording the next
Early
day.
in the morning.
So they have a very good setting where they have recorded a lot of bands in their house there outside of Gothenburg. So that's good.
He actually is the guitar player from, it's a legendary band called The Boys from England.
He's in Boys now.
He's in Boys now, so it's 3 people from Sweden in the Boys now, and 2 people from the UK. But
Yeah.
it's
That's how it goes.
that's how it goes. So, but he recorded and produced like Michael Monroe, you know, from Hanoi Rocks.
Oh yeah.
Thåström from Ebba Grön. He played guitar in his band. So
A lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Maybe not so known stuff in the US, but here it's very great reputation. So
in
people
Sweden.
want to work with him. So yeah.
Well, the recordings turned out great. He also did at least one of the last City Saints albums too, right?
I think I know. He did Explosiv, and he did På svenska. But he was also on the first Sid Saints album as well. He played lead guitar. He did a solo on Kicking Ass for the Working Class. So that is Chips Kisby playing the guitar solo on that song. And I think he had played on every City Saints records we ever released, actually. So
So you have all these nice people around you that's supporting you and helping you out. So that's good. So that's the best thing, I think, with
punk rock
with the punk rock community. People helping each other out. The bigger bands take smaller bands on tour. People are helping. We are spreading the word around.
Yeah.
When somebody is releasing an album, try to go to the gigs and stuff like that. So it's a good feeling, a good vibe in this little community we have. We don't have so many punk rockers in Sweden. Sometimes I say we have 2,000, but maybe we have some more. But it's not so big. It's not the biggest society, but it's there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Arild talked about earlier that he mentioned that we met each other 13 years ago when I asked him to play on a gig, but we known each other for maybe 5 to 10 years before that, but we wasn't friends before that. But we actually played a gig at a festival, and we were doing a cover song. We have just released a split single with you talked about them earlier, Old Fashioned IDs. We did a split single together with them, and we recorded I Fought the Law by Sonny Curtis, not The Clash. And then we asked Arild to play with us on the festival, and he kindly did. So that was the first time we played together, and then the year after, I think we recorded a song together for the Guns of Gothenburg album. We recorded Passa dig, the only Swedish song on that album. Arild and I wrote together, I think. And
and Gabriel was here as well.
It was an English version.
So that was the first time we did some recordings. And I remember the day after, I woke up and came into my living room, and I was watching all those empty beer cans, and it was like, shit, did we record anything yesterday? And we turn on the studio and oh, there was a song there, and that song ended up on the album. So
Yeah.
that was nice. That was nice.
100 beers later.
100 years later. Okay, enough of that. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I appreciate you guys taking all the time that you did. I look forward to catching up with you guys again, and I hope you get to play a whole lot of shows because you got a lot of great music to play.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, and I'd love to do it again with you guys once next year comes around and you put out another 12 tracks.
Yes.
But I will send you some songs that you can check out as well. The songs you
Excellent.
forgot. The songs you forgot
Right?
to have heard before.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think I listened to that vinyl. You know, as a vinyl collector, and you keep getting more, keep getting
Yeah.
more and more and more. So sometimes it's hard to get back. And again, as often as I get to play them on vinyl. So my vinyl collection is more of a collection because I don't hear, there's so many of them that I haven't heard since the first time I heard them too.
I understand. I understand. It's the same. It's same for me. It's the same for me.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I
nice.
look forward to hearing those, and I look forward to the next time as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and I hope to see you at the Rebellion next year.
Yeah.
Yes, I will let you know because I plan to see you guys if I am there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we meet there. Then we meet there.
Cheers from Bastardos, and thank you very much for having us.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you. See you later then.